Hey everybody, I'm so glad to see y'all out there with me today because I've got a very exciting show lined up. We're at Old Fort Jackson here in Savannah, Georgia. This is a beautiful old fort that in 4 years will celebrate its bicentennial, and it was built by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. And today we're going to be doing a show about campfire cooking. First up, I'm going to be cooking scalded corn cakes that are cooked on a shovel. And that's going to be followed by a yummy African chop. And then I'm going to be making cold roasted sweet potatoes. They just melt in your mouth. And to end our meal, I'm going to be making a sweet and crunchy apple crisp that's just perfect for any camping trip. And today's show is dedicated with much love to all the soldiers, starting with those years and years ago, right on up through today. So y'all stay with me because it's all about campfire cooking. I'm out here at one of Savannah's historic landmarks. I'm out at Old Fort Jackson, and today's show is all about campfire cooking. So the first dish I'm gonna start with today, I'm gonna try to reenact how they must have cooked cornbread a couple of hundred years ago. I'm gonna show you how to cook it in the skillet today, but then we're gonna try to cook it on a shovel like they may have a long, long time ago. And the cornbread that I'm gonna be cooking is called scalded corn cakes. We're gonna start by running some plain cornmeal through a sifter, and I'm gonna add a little salt because being plain meal, it would have no leavening in it or salt. All right, now I'm gonna add 2 cups of boiling water, and I'm gonna let this sit and get real stiff. We need to let our pan get hot. I'm gonna spray it because I don't want them to stick. And I'm gonna heat up about 1 inch of oil, and this is just a vegetable oil that I'm gonna fry this in. All right, so we'll let that get hot. I'm gonna take about a 2-inch ball, and then I'm gonna kind of pat it out just into a patty. I think that's starting to do pretty good. It's kind of sticky, so I think I'm gonna try spraying my hands and see if that'll keep it from sticking. Oh yeah, that works perfect. It's not sticking anymore. While those are frying, I want to step on over here to the other pot and start getting it ready. And like I said, this dish is called African chop. Now, I'm going to start with just beef stew meat. You can buy this nice beef stew meat in the meat department at your local grocery store. Now, I'm going to start by just salting this a little bit, and I'm using a nice kosher salt. So we're just gonna put our salty beef over into our Dutch oven. And you can see that I'm using a Dutch oven that has legs on it. And the reason for that is so they can sit around over a fire. All right, now to our beef, we're gonna add some beef bouillon cubes to help just richen up that broth. And chili flakes, that's gonna give it just a little spice. Chili powder, and curry powder. All right, and to this, I'm gonna add 4 cups of water. All right, let's step back over here and look at our corn cakes and see how they're doing. Oh, let's look at them. I think they're ready to flip. This is gonna be out of this world. I'm gonna just give that a quick stir. I'm gonna put the lid on it. I'm gonna use a tripod and hang this Dutch oven over the fire, and I'm gonna let it cook for about an hour. Oh, those look delicious. Okay, I think these are ready to take up. How quick and simple and easy. If the ones that I cook on the shovel turn out half this good, I'll be a happy camper. So if y'all follow me on over here, we're gonna get our meat on that tripod so it can get to cooking. Oh my
Paula,
gosh.
let me give you a hand with that left.
Oh gosh,
right,
thank you,
there
DJ.
Good enough?
You know, I love
Right.
cast iron, but that's the one drawback.
Mighty heavy.
It's heavy as lead. Oh, good. You gonna put
Great,
that on
I'll
the
get that
tripod
over
for
there.
us?
Absolutely. Okay.
Oh, perfect.
There we go.
All right, now we're gonna let that cook for 1 hour. Can you hang around for another second and help me?
Absolutely. Be my pleasure.
So if you'll hold that shovel up for me.
Absolutely.
You know, regardless of what people think about me, DJ, I really wasn't around when they were doing it this way. So
Sure.
I'm gonna, you don't believe that either?
No, I'm sure.
All right. We may have a mess.
That's all right.
I'm gonna spray my hands a little bit
Alrighty.
and see if these turn out half as good.
Oh, I'm sure they look good. Oh boy. All right. Magic.
Look at there, look at there, look at there.
And who'd have thought you could use a shovel for
I
this?
know it, I know it. You know, if you're hungry, you can figure out a way to make it work. It is working, isn't
Yeah.
it? Just give it a little.
Okay.
There you go.
Get
a
them
little,
moving?
Yeah, get them moving.
Alrighty.
All right, y'all don't go anywhere because when we come back, I'm gonna finish up that African chop. We're gonna taste these corn cakes, and I'm gonna be making some sweet potatoes cooked directly on the fire. So hold that steady, DJ. I'll be right back. I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break. All right, DJ, how's it going?
Hey, you're back. Good stuff. I think they're looking ready.
I think they're ready too. Is your arm tired?
Oh, just a little bit. Not too much.
All right, let's see. Let's put them on our plate. Those look so dadgum good.
Scrumptious.
I tell you what, why don't we take that pot in?
Okay.
You
Sure.
ready?
Absolutely.
I couldn't have done this show without you.
Well,
You know
I'm
it.
here to help.
All right, let's try it.
Really good. Wow.
That's better than good. All right, well, if you don't mind, DJ, giving me a hand and get this up
Not
to
at
the
all.
table.
All right. Let's go.
I still got a little bit more cooking to do. I couldn't have done this without DJ. Thanks so much, DJ. I've got my African chop in there just waiting on the rest of the ingredients. All right, now I'm gonna come over here to our skillet and I'm gonna saute some bacon into our hot skillet. And I'm just gonna snip it with the scissors. All right, while that's browning up, let's step on down here and I'm gonna show you how to put together the yummiest sweet potato. I'm gonna take a real good paring knife. I'm just gonna notch out a little bit of this sweet potato, just like that. And I'm gonna stick some butter down in it. And now I'm gonna chop it with a little brown sugar. And I'm gonna roll this up in a double sheet of heavy-duty tinfoil and give it a twist so none of those juices can come out. And that's ready to go on the fire. And that's gonna be as good as any dessert. All right, let's check on our bacon. I think most of the fat's rendered out of that. And hopefully I'm gonna try not to eat that bacon so I can throw it in the pot too. All right, now I'm gonna throw in our onions. And then I'm gonna put in our collard greens. So you can see that this meal is gonna be real good and healthy. It's gonna have your vegetables in it, it's gonna have your meat. This is gonna be out of this world. How pretty is that? And we're gonna add these collards and onions to our beef pot. Now to finish up our African chop, I'm gonna add tomato puree. Give that a quick stir so you can see the pretty colors. It looks delicious. Now we're doing one thing different to this dish that wasn't in the original recipe. And as you probably know, African cooking, a lot of nuts are used in African cooking. So to give this dish just a little bit of a twist, we're gonna add some chunky peanut butter to it. I just wanna make sure that my peanut butter is incorporated real good in this pot. And then if I can find DJ, I'm gonna put it back on the fire for another hour. All right, so I've got that peanut butter blended in there real good, and what you say, let's just go ahead and put that bacon back in here too, and that way I won't have to worry about standing up here and eating it. All right, I gotta give it a quick taste before I get it back on the fire. It's unbelievable what that peanut butter did to this dish. And once I get it to the fire, I'm gonna take a quick break, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna make us an apple crisp to finish off this wonderful meal with. DJ!
Right here, Paula.
Do you mind helping me?
Come on.
This has got to go back on the fire for another hour.
Okay, so we're gonna take it back over to the fire then? Alrighty?
Yeah, now get your...
And back on the tripod to hang up?
It's so nice to have a man around the house.
Indeed.
You know what I mean, girls?
All right.
I hope y'all are enjoying the show, and I want to hear from you. Tell me what recipes or videos you'd like to see me make by just leaving a short comment below. Now, let's get back to the show, y'all. All right, I've got our African chop ready to taste. All right, now I brought some rice that I'd cooked at home because I didn't really want to have to fool with cooking rice out here, but I did transfer it to a pot, so I'm really, really anxious to taste this dish. I think it'll be just out of sight on this white rice. Look at that texture of that, and that's from that peanut butter. Looks so good. And I've got my sweet potatoes ready up here. Look how good they look. You can see they've gotten kind of brown and candied from being on that fire. All right, let's see what we've got. This is just delicious. And of course, you can't go wrong with a sweet potato. You never can go wrong with a sweet potato. Oh my gracious. And being on that fire, they almost taste like that they were mashed and put back in the shell. But anyway, let's move on to our apple crisp because it's delicious too. I'm gonna cook this in our Dutch oven, and I'm gonna nestle this pot down into the coals, and I'm gonna put hot coals on top of the lid too. So it's gonna be just like I'm baking it in the oven at home. In fact, you don't have to have a campfire to make this. You can cook it in the oven. All right, now I've started with a dozen Granny Smith apples, and I've peeled and cored them. And I was in the middle a few minutes ago of zesting a lemon, so I'm gonna finish this because we're gonna put a little zest and a little juice on our apples. Now, if you were wanting to do this up ahead of time, you'd wanna toss your apples in lemon juice because that would keep them from turning brown. And of course, I'm fixing to put these on the fire and cook them right away, so it's not a big deal, but I think the flavor will be nice, so I'm gonna toss them just in a little bit of juice. And I'm gonna take half of this zest, and I'm gonna toss our apples with sugar and golden raisins. Aren't those raisins pretty? So I'm just gonna toss this all together, just using my hands. And I think I need to probably spray our Dutch oven so it won't stick on us. Now I'm just gonna pour these sugar and raisin coated apples into our pot. And I'm just gonna spread that around in there. Now I'm gonna make the topping for our apple crisp. And I'm using 1 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, 1.5 cups of light brown sugar. I'm just gonna mix those together. All right, and I'm gonna blend in a stick and a half of butter, and I'm just gonna cut it into my flour and my brown sugar. I think I'm gonna change bowls. I'm gonna take the rest of our lemon zest and throw it over in here. And I'm gonna go in for the kill with my hands because the warmth of my hands, my body heat, is gonna help soften that butter. All right, now to this, I'm gonna add a cup and a half of quick cooking oats. I use like the 5-minute cooking kind. We're gonna toss that in there along with a pinch of cardamom, nutmeg, and cinnamon. And I'm just gonna blend those all together really good. And then all you have to do now is just sprinkle it over your apples. And that flour and sugar and butter is gonna just go all down in there in between those apples. All right, so y'all come along with me. I'm gonna go back over to the fire and get this nestled in our coals. And then before you know it, we're gonna be tasting. All right, here we go. Now I'm gonna sit that pot right there on those coals, and I'm gonna take this one, and then I'm gonna just shovel those hot coals on top of our lid. So he'll cook all around nice and even. All right, he's all tended to, but I got another one over here that I wanna see how it turned out. Oh, look how pretty. Look how pretty he is. He almost looks like a praline topping. Oh my goodness, and it's fixing to rain. I'm gonna have to hurry, hurry, hurry. It's been threatening rain all day today. Look how good that looks. Y'all don't go anywhere, because coming up next, I'm gonna have a really bang up surprise for y'all. So don't go anywhere. I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break. This is some tips that I'm so excited to share with y'all. In fact, I'm excited to learn these myself. I'm here with DJ at Old Fort Jackson, and he's gonna teach us all how to build a good wood smokeless.
Welcome, Paula. Thanks for coming out to Fort Jackson
Is
today.
it really gonna be smokeless?
Well, we're gonna try our best. I think, once you get enough heat and you get enough flame, there's not so much smoke that's happening, so.
Yeah. DJ has got me rolling up newspaper.
Yeah, so we're just gonna fold them in half like so on the bias, and then roll them in a tube, and that's gonna allow oxygen to get inside.
Okay.
And then just tie them up in our handy dandy little bow.
Okie doke.
Now we're gonna need a few of these because we wanna have as many as we can get. We want it to start with a raging fire with the newspaper first. That's gonna light up some kindling we've got here.
Okay.
Then we'll place our bigger wood pieces. What we do is construct the whole thing and then light it on fire. Okay, and then essentially we're gonna place all of these bits of kindling. So we're gonna build this in stages.
Now, how is this gonna be smokeless?
Well, once we get enough flame, then all of the air is gonna come into the bottom and it's all gonna shoot out the top. And that's gonna keep really things from kind of smoking, as it were. If you don't have really enough heat from the get-go, then sadly it starts to smoke a lot.
It almost looks like you're building a teepee, DJ.
Yeah, absolutely. Excellent. So we've got enough on here really as kindling. Great, I think we're ready to go now.
Okay.
This bit over here as well.
Look at there, we're on our way.
Excellent. So what do you think?
I think it's gonna be a perfect fire.
Super. Well, I'm glad to be of assistance.
Well, I'm so glad you were here to help me today.
Not at all, my great pleasure.
I I've been out here on more than one occasion to Fort Jackson and just had a ball. Sometimes we'll come out here for an oyster roast or we'll come out and grill steaks, and it's always so much fun. But never have I been out here for campfire cooking. And what great fun it was. It was a perfect spot. I was so pleased with the way all my dishes turned out. The African chop and the scalded corn cakes and the fire roasted sweet potatoes. My goodness, they're as good as any dessert. And speaking of dessert, the apple crisp turned out so good cooked in that Dutch oven over those open flames. But right now, y'all, I think I hear somebody coming. Who knows who it is? It may be the British, it may be the Yankees, or maybe it's the Joker. But anyway, whatever it is, we're going out with a bang. Hit it, guys! Woo! We got 'em.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.